Hey everybody, welcome back to Chamberlock, the show where our jokes, they don't age well. We have wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy, GLaDOS. What the hell? In today's episode, we're gonna be talking about cores. Cores! We're gonna be talking about cores! Cores, everybody, cores! Personality sphere.
Thank you very much. When does a gay man become a faggot? When he leaves the room.
We have the lovable Portal 1 cores, the arguably more lovable Portal 2 cores, and then there's Wheatley.
Someone phoned me and said, like, would you be interested in doing this voice for Portal 2? And I thought, oh, that's interesting, because I've done voiceover for animation. I really enjoy that. It's like a fun, interesting thing to do.
Wake up in the morning, I got murder on my mind. AK-47s, Mac 11s, Glocks and 9s.
But we're not going to be covering any of those guys, at least not in great detail. We're going to be going back to a time where Portal was scary. Ooh. I think many people already know this, but cores originally didn't look like this or this, and unfortunately this, in Portal's beta. According to this old concept art, they were originally metal balls. Metal balls.
Look, metal ball, I can hear you.
Yeah, she said. Later on in development, they became these cyan, glowing blue sphere things. I don't know how to describe it, dude. Funnily enough, these blue sphere designs appear in one of the Ratman dens in Portal 2. Which is interesting, considering they already had, like, 2 personality sphere designs before that. But what about the Portal 2 beta, dude? Well, what about them? From what I know about the Portal 2 beta, the cores have either used the Portal 1 design or the Portal 2 design, albeit with some changes. And speaking of the Portal 2 beta cores, let's do that now. Portal 2's development is split up into multiple eras. March 2008 to August 2008 is the f-stop era. January 2009 to January 2009, again, is the experimental era. January 2009 to late 2009 is the core hub era. Late 2009 to May 2010 is the multi-core era. May 2010 to February 2011 was the E3 era, and February 11 to April 2011 was finally the retail era. Most of these eras have their own respective cores, which we'll talk about now because we've gone 3 minutes without talking about it. But this video sucks. F-stop was basically aperture science on some of that superliminal type shit, you know? You get me? Basically, F-stop was a prequel to Portal, featuring Cave Johnson as the main antagonist, who had put his intelligence in like a little machine thing, much like GLaDOS. And he also sounded like George W. Bush. That's funny. GLaDOS was not featured in F-stop. Or was she? The gyroscopic liability absolver and disk operating system, also known as Betty, was to roll out after Cave Johnson had described the test and give a disclaimer that will bar aperture science of any responsibility for the potential dangers encountered during testing. Betty's early model features a Half-Life 2 lamp with the morality core from Portal 1 smacked onto it. Also, she has some wheelies. And yeah, that was it. No more f-stop cores, everybody. Pack your things, pack up the bags, and get out of here. Now let's move on to the core hub era. Yeah! Out of all the eras of Portal 2's development, core hub has the most cores, as you can tell by the name, with a whopping 6 people. Compare that to the measly 1 person of the F-stop era. F-stop is me. Just kidding, I love Betty. Basically, after GLaDOS died at the end of Portal 1, the cores in the ending decided to take over the facility. What is this? Some kind of core hub? An unknown amount of years later, the player character who earlier in development was Mel, and later in development was our beautiful queen Shell, revives GLaDOS, and now we have to find 8 cores to power her up again so she can be back in her prime. And this ain't even final form. The first core of this era was the Paranoia Spear. I mean, I'd say this guy's pretty paranoid. He surrounded himself with turrets, except not really because he's an idiot. He's a stupid bitch. This core was so early on in development that he used the Curiosity core model from Portal 1. He's also very funny because you can punch him around the walls and stuff and he'll react. He also like threatens the player and threatens us with him going mental, which I don't know what that means, but we can drop him downstairs as despite being scrapped, a Paranoia Spear makes an appearance in Poker Night 2.
What's this emotion I'm feeling? It's like I wish I had those cards, but I also hate you for having them.
That's envy, you emotionally stunted rhomboid.
And now I'm learning arousal.
But that's just literally Wheatley. Damn, space must have fucked up my boy. Next up, the Aquarium Core. Aquarium boy, aquarium guy. This core was based on the Oregon Coast Aquarium commercial, which became an inside joke at Valve. The commercial features a fish clamoring about how much he wants to go to the aquarium.
Aquarium. I want to go to the aquarium.
A core talking about wanting to go to a specific place. Where have I heard that before? This implies there's an alternate universe where Wheatley is trapped in an aquarium for the rest of his life. I thought that was funny. Also, this is what the aquarium core actually looked like. Image taken on a fucking toaster, yep. I mean, if you really think about it, the aquarium core isn't that scrapped. I mean, not only have we got the space core, which is basically the aquarium core, the space flavor, like Coca-Cola, but aquarium core is also the flashlight core, or core 8. Yeah. Bet you didn't know. Oh, of course you fucking knew that. You watched the Aussie Flower video. Shut up. Next up, Morgan Freeman. The Morgan Freeman Spear was based off of who else but Morgan Freeman. Specifically, Morgan Freeman's role in Shawshank Redemption, Ellis Boyd Reddings. The Morgan Freeman core spent most of his life in one singular room, so when the player took him out of that room, he'd be shocked, nay, flabbergasted by his surroundings. I don't blame him. Aperture's a crazy place, dude. He'd begin to give the player advice, which would one way or another always relate to the room. Wait a minute, is that a Portal fan reference? Oh my god, guys. I don't even know where to start with this one. Quint Core, that's his name. I fucking hate him though. We know literally nothing about this guy besides that he was like a hunter. He was like a hunter. He was like a hunter. He was inspired by Quint from Jaws. And besides that, we know jack shit about him. Besides the fact that he was like a hunter. He was like some sort of hunter. Finally, ending off the Core Hub era, there's Pendleton. Yeah, he was just fucking Wheatley.
And now we close on one of the most important cores of the Core Hub era.
The glazing is actually crazy. You wanna know what else is crazy? About that wolf clock video, I don't believe the jumping spear is real, okay? Like, what would he even say? Like, oh, fuck yeah, I can't wait to jump, man. Whoa, giving this lovely madam a seizure over here. That's a joke. I don't think jumping would have been his only personality trait. But if we're gonna have to count Jumping Sphere from this singular animation test, we're gonna have to count Flying Sphere too. Yeah, we're also gonna have to count Eye Guy. Oh, and we're also gonna have to count Squishy Sphere. And I know none of us want to count Squishy Sphere, okay? Guys, my circuits are getting squishy. Obviously, no hate to Wolf Clock. Okay, now let's move on to the multi-core era. I don't like it much. The intro goes relatively the same. Wheatley and Shell accidentally wake up GLaDOS. Hopefully she isn't feeling like P. Diddy this time. And then Wheatley dies. What do you mean Wheatley doesn't die in the base game? Yeah, Wheatley was originally supposed to be killed off in the intro. Why do the devs hate this guy so much? Then you might have been wondering, but hey, if Wheatley dies, then who's gonna replace him, dude? Morgan Freeman. That's right, baby. Aquarium Spear, Morgan Freeman Spear, Pendleton. We're all gonna be back in the multi-core era. That's why it's called the multi-core era, because multi-cores, multiple cores. Yeah, that's what that means. So that was it. We talked about all the Portal 2 beta cores. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next year. Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier, and welcome back to Chamberlock credit screen. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm not Markiplier. I'm an idiot. Yeah! Woo! Anyways, you might have noticed something a bit different about today's Chamberlock episode. Perhaps it was the custom soundtrack. Yeah. We have fucking Chamberlock original soundtrack in this bitch. Whoa. Composed by my dear friend, Coffeeton360, I believe that's how I pronounce her name. Yeah. They also gave me the video idea for today, the Portal 2 beta cores, which is very nice of them. This was a fun topic to research and make a video about. I really like Aquarium Core. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Chamberlock. You better enjoy it because you won't be getting another one for another year, so, bye-bye, I'll see you later, monkey baiter.